What's up, guys? Kevin Allen here, aka the Geek from DFS Army, and we're taking a look at Prize Picks UFC Fight Night, Albazi, Kaikara, France, for Prize Picks purposes. Now, we are coming off of what I'm going to say my first losing event since I've been covering MMA on Prize Picks. So it's been a few months now, and it was my first losing event. So for full transparency, last week's or 2 weeks ago, as we've had a break of a week, 2 weeks ago's ticket did not go well for me. And for those of you who tailed me, unfortunately, one of my favorite plays though was the over on Dern, but man, that was a pucker as well. But really, Natalia Silva ends up with the early finish. She's like a 115 pounder. It's unusual. Diego Ferreira, well on his way to the SIG numbers, but just flash knockout early in the second round, only got to 30. That is the challenge with doing Prize Picks for UFC's knockouts, especially when you're picking overs more often than not. It's the finishes, these other things. But as long as we continue to put ourselves in a position where the odds are in our favor, we're going to be profitable on these. We've crushed these weeks and weeks and weeks in a row. So we're going to get right back to it. And as a reminder, the way I do these is I am not looking for spots where I'm making a lot of prediction. Okay, I do predict. I watch a lot of tape on these fights. I get to know these fighters. I do bet them, and I have bets on these fights. But I don't believe that you should take those spots on Prize Picks. On Prize Picks, we want situations where the odds are skewed in our favor to the point where it's better to go on Prize Picks than it would be to bet something on a sports book. So for that reason, I don't ever do a fight time prop generally because that's bettable, or most of the time I don't do it because these are generally exactly what the sportsbook props are. And so just better off. Well, why pay minus 137, which is what you pay on Prize Picks, when you can get it on a book for minus 110? It's just paying more for the same line. So I don't do that. Some of you guys, of course, only have access to Prize Picks and maybe not a traditional style sportsbook, so you might want those kind of plays, but I'm just not going to do them here because I don't agree with that approach. All right, so getting into this one here, I've got a few spots that I quite like, and we're going to go through the plays, and we're going to talk about why I like the play. And so I'm going to start here with Amir Albazi, significant strikes, and we're going to go more than 63.5. Now, a couple of reasons why I like this prop. Number one, if you take a look at fight odds and we take a look at the prop for this fight, it's expected to go about 4.5 rounds according to the sports books. So you could bet it under if you wanted, but if we get to 4.5 rounds, if we hit that as a 50% likely outcome, we are most definitely going over 63 significant strikes. Let's take a look at the fighter himself, and you'll see while he's not showing, and this is part of the reason that number's low. Albazi's not showing a huge number per minute, 3.5 significant strikes per minute, but it's enough. So if we just multiply that out, and remember his opponent here is absorbing 3.5 strikes per minute as well. So that's about what we should expect. I do not expect Albazi to have a lot of success with the grappling, and this is the key. So a lot of this fight will take place standing, striking at distance. These are 125-pound fighters. Even at 3.5 strikes, 5 minutes is, let's call it 17-ish per round. We only need about 3.5 rounds to get to this number. So Albazi 63.5, again, that's about 3.5 rounds worth of striking. The odds makers say the odds of over 3.5 rounds here, you can see at minus 160. So we're effectively putting ourselves in a minus 160 spot here, which I'm comfortable. I could see him even getting there in 3 rounds. So I'll give it a little more than minus 160. And the opponent here for Albazi is not a finisher in Kaikara, France. 125. I just expect the fight to go long. And without much grappling, the strikes are going to be landing. And this one should hit for us. This is my most confident play on the card. Albazi, more than 63.5 significant strikes. Now, I've got 3 more spots for you on this card. But first, I want to mention that DFS Army, we are having a, let's call it a discount. We got a promotion going through June 10th for the prop sub, the Prize Pick sub. And this is celebrating. We just upgraded the model massively on our Prize Picks Proptimizer. Take a look at that here. I'm going to show you real quick what that tool looks like. And we just massively upgraded the props model. So the usefulness of the PrizePicks Proptimizer tool is leveling up. You can see here we spell out which spots and the odds to hit for every single prop. And of course, we want to get to the minus 137 or better type props. If we go to all markets, we'll probably find, there we go. You'll find a few markets like that that are showing 59%, 58%. So really, really good spots for PrizePicks. And this is the best tool to identify those spots. So we got a 50% off with code SUMMER50. It goes through June 10th. And I believe it brings the price of the sub down somewhere below $20 for the first month. So if you've been wanting to check out the subscription, you got Will Lynn, Sniper dropping picks in the Slack or in the Discord nonstop throughout the day. Will Lynn is a beast. He's going throughout the day, the night, all sports. Sniper too. We're not just pulling, the videos we do are main sports, but we're looking at all sports in the Discord, Korean baseball and tennis and stuff that we don't do videos for that are, and the best plays, of course, are the ones that pop up live. So you need to be in the Discord and be getting those plays. It is constant throughout the day, and you're missing out if you're not subscribed. This is a great chance to check it out. If you don't like it, cancel it. Anyway, all right, getting back into it. So Amir Albazi, our first pick on the board. Second up, I've got Jin Yu Frey, more than 50.5 significant strikes. And again, let's go to the first thing we need for this over is to ensure that, or at least feel comfortable that this will be a decision, a 3-round fight. I don't expect a lot of grappling between Frey and Elise Reed. And the over 2.5 rounds, prop minus 260. That's what you like to see. Fight goes to distance minus 250. So we start by locking in a 3-round fight. Okay. So, 3 rounds. All right. Now let's take a look at the number once again. And just, all right. So we need to get to 50 significant strikes over the course of 3 rounds, right? So you might look at Jin Yu Frey, and she's not a volume machine by any stretch, but you know, she's averaged, about 3 strikes per minute, which 15, 30, 45. So you're like, oh, maybe it doesn't get there. But maybe it does here because her opponent, Elise Reed, is absorbing 4.5 strikes per minute. Not great defense at all. And while, yes, Jin Yu Frey does pop in and she dabs in and darts out, you'll notice that even in her last fight, she landed 62 strikes. The fight before that, 88 strikes. So in fights that Jin Yu Frey has been involved in where there wasn't a whole lot of grappling, she has been able to put up decent strike numbers. These earlier fights in her career against Gloria DePaula, this was a grappling heavy fight. Luma Lukbumi dominated her also with the grappling and the general, I would call it pushing against and a much better opponent. So we've just seen her hit this number recently, and I think 3 rounds of stand-up striking, Jin Yu Frey should be able to get us to the promised land with that 50.5 significant strike. Now, this is a very low number of strikes for a 115-pound female to land. Next up, we've got Alex Caceres, less than 90.5 fantasy score. And I want to bring this one up on the screen here. So remember how fantasy scoring works in MMA. If a fight goes to decision, where is it? Of course. Wait, you're not showing me? Oh, there it is. Okay, that was weird. So remember how fantasy scoring works in MMA. You got 0.6 for a significant strike, 6 point for a takedown, submission attempts give you a little bit, knockdowns give you a little bit, right? But the most important thing is decision win is only 20 points. And that is key here. So we have to look first at the odds of that fight ending inside the distance. And not just the fight, because I could see, my thing is, I think Caceres is going to lose this fight, but even if he wins, he doesn't do anything that scores well on PrizePicks. Like he doesn't, his style, he's a karate fighter. Wait, let's go to the numbers on the fight first. So Alex Caceres is minus 186 to win. He absolutely must win or you've already won the prop, right? He does not win, we're in. But the fight, Caceres needs to win inside the distance in order for this prop to hit. And he's plus 170. It doesn't make sense. Caceres doesn't get here. It should be it's plus 170 for Caceres to win inside the distance. If he doesn't win inside the distance, he does not hit this prop. It's that simple. This is about as good as you're going to see in terms of an implied probability of something not happening. Or let's call it, if we want to look at two-way market, Caceres doesn't win inside the distance, minus 250. So for me, this is in effect as good of a number as you're ever going to see on PrizePicks for anything. I love this play. Again, Caceres doesn't. Now, if we come back next week and Caceres actually wins inside the distance, I'm going to say you should have bet that then. That's plus 160. You didn't need to do a parlay here. But the odds are in our favor. Where is it? Oh, how did I lose it? How did I get back to Jinyu Frey? What am I? Am I tripping? Hold on. Here it is. Yeah. So Caceres doesn't win inside the distance, minus 250. That's the number that matters. If he doesn't win inside the distance, he will not hit this number. That's all you need to know. Caceres. So I really like that play. And the last one on the list here. So we got a 4-pack this time. And I'd like to add in, I'm going to add another one from the Proptimizer at the end so we can get a 5-pack going. But I'm not counting that towards my my MMA record. Anyway, the last one is Luan Lacerda, over 77.5 fantasy score. We're going more than on that one. And I'm going to explain why here in a second. So let's take a look, first of all, at Luan Lacerda's win odds. They have been improving. So at this point, he should be about a minus 150 favorite. This is the least secure spot for this reason. Luan Lacerda will need to win, but I do think he gets there if he wins. So he's minus 150 to win. That's definitely not as good as the minus 250 we just got on Caceres doesn't win inside the distance. So that's not as good. But I do think Luan Lacerda is going to win. And one important stat in this particular fight that I think gets us there and pretty much locks up the fact that he should get there if he wins is take a look at the volume for this kid. Lacerda, 5.3 strikes per minute. He's going for takedowns. He's only averaging 1 takedown per 15, but his opponent in Blackshear has really bad takedown defense. And this number is skewed because in the first fight that Luan Lacerda was involved in, he was up against Cody Stamann, and Cody Stamann has very good takedown defense and is a grappler. So I think we'll get more takedowns from Luan Lacerda. It only takes a few, even in a decision, to push that number up over the 77. The negative here is he needs to win the fight, and he's only minus 148 to win. So understanding that, this one, I'm going to call it a T3 or lean play rather than a core play. As far as the order of the other three, I would go Albazi more than as my number one. I really like Caceres under 90.5. I love these three the most, I'm going to say. And then Luan Lacerda is going to be the sort of weak link. I'm going to put in this line just for an entry. Let's do a flex on this one. And then I'm going to get a flex 5 going because I don't like to do flex 4s that much. I actually prefer to do the power play on 4. But let's find a pick from the Proptimizer tool for the last spot. And how do we do this? Reuse players, right? Let's reuse the players. We got to add one more. So I'm going to use I have not found any other UFC spots that I like this week. So I'm going to go to the Proptimizer tool. Where is that? Here we go. Go to the Proptimizer tool and take a look. And now with the Proptimizer tool, what I'm looking for is I want the PrizePicks consensus and odds to hit to line up with the top props projection. So you want to get them both. And you want them both pointing in your favor. So I'll give you an example of one where I wouldn't do this. Even though the odds makers like the under 5 here for Aaron Savali strikeouts, our prediction actually has him getting a little bit more than 5 strikeouts. So I don't like that one. I'm looking for situations where our model agrees with the PrizePicks prop. So let's see. We got an over 4, 4.8, over 4.5, 4.0. I think this looks like a push. Let's see here. I want them both to line up. Yeah, here we go. No. Here we go. No. There we go. All right, we're going to go Alex Call over 0.5 total bases. The model has him getting 1.1 base. The prediction here shows the sports books are all leaning heavily to the over as well. So that is our spot. Alex Call total bases. Let's find it on Prize Picks. That's all you need to know. Boom. Now, if you're watching this and this is already passed or whatever, no worries. Make sure you sign up for the DFS Army prop subscription using promo code Summer50. You get 50% off. I think it's just it's under $20 for that subscription. And you get access to that tool and of course our Discord. Take a look at the Prize Picks channel here. Take a look at, well, let me go here. Where is that? Where is it? Yeah, props chat, Prize Picks. I mean, we're dropping plays nonstop over here. So this is what goes on. Our Prize Picks props chat is nonstop action, tickets being posted. You want to be part of this community, get signed up, check it out. You're going to like it. So that's going to do it for this one. Let me know what your favorite prop that I picked out for UFC France Albazi is. Let me know if you're tailing. Let me know if you're fading, whatever you got to do. I wish you the best of luck. Let's cash those tickets. I'll see you guys next time.